Looking rich and becoming rich usually requires completely different behaviors. At first, they might look similar, they might even feel similar, but over time, they lead to completely opposite outcomes. When you think of a wealthy person, what image comes to mind? Maybe someone driving an expensive car, living in a large house, wearing designer clothes, traveling frequently, eating at high-end restaurants, posting pictures from luxurious locations. For many people, wealth looks like visible luxury. It looks like spending. It looks like an upgrade. It looks like success, you can see. But here's the strange truth about real wealth. Most of it is invisible. You can't see it in someone's car. You can't see it in their clothes. You can't see it in their vacation photos. And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll understand why trying to look rich is one of the fastest ways to stay financially stuck, and why the people who quietly build real wealth often look surprisingly ordinary. Let's begin with something simple. There are two financial concepts that people often confuse: income and wealth. Income is the money you earn, wealth is the money you keep. That difference might sound small, but it changes everything. Because someone can earn a very high income and still have very little wealth. And someone with a modest income can quietly build significant wealth over time. The difference usually comes down to one thing: spending. When people focus on looking successful, they often prioritize visible purchases, expensive cars, luxury apartments, designer brands, frequent upgrades. These purchases send signals, they communicate status, they create the appearance of success. And in a world where perception matters, that can feel important. But appearances can be misleading because many of these purchases don't build wealth. They consume it quietly, consistently, over time. Now imagine two people both earn $120,000 per year. Same income, same opportunity, person A chooses lifestyle, they upgrade quickly. Luxury car payments, high-end clothing, frequent dining out, expensive vacations. From the outside, their life looks impressive, polished, successful. Person B chooses a different path. They live comfortably, but modestly. They drive a reliable car. They avoid unnecessary upgrades. They focus on saving and investing the difference. From the outside, their life looks ordinary, maybe even unremarkable. But financially, something very different is happening. Person A is spending their income. Person B is building assets. Assets that grow, assets that compound, assets that create future freedom. Over time, the gap between them widens, not because of income, but because of behavior. Now let's talk about something deeper, something psychological. Humans naturally compare themselves to others. It's automatic. We notice what our co-workers drive, where our friends travel, what our neighbors buy. These comparisons shape our expectations. What once felt luxurious begins to feel normal. And when expectations rise, spending rises, this is how lifestyle inflation quietly happens. You get a raise, you upgrade your lifestyle, a nicer car, a bigger home, better brands, more convenience. And suddenly, your financial progress disappears. Not because you failed, but because your spending kept up with your income. Now here's something interesting. Many truly wealthy individuals intentionally avoid visible luxury. They choose modest homes, practical cars, simple lifestyles, not because they can't afford more, but because they understand something powerful. Wealth grows when money is invested, not when it's displayed. Think of wealth like a tree. The roots grow underground. You can't see them. They're invisible, but they support everything above the surface. Investments are like those roots. Stocks, businesses, real estate, retirement accounts. They grow quietly, out of sight, but over time, they become strong enough to support everything else. Financial freedom, security, options. But when money is spent on status, those roots never grow. The tree stays small, no matter how impressive it looks on the surface. Now let's talk about one of the most common status purchases, cars. Cars are often seen as symbols of success, a visible sign that someone is doing well, but financially, they tell a different story. Most cars are depreciating assets. That means they lose value over time. The moment a new car leaves the dealership, its value begins to drop. Within a few years, it can lose a significant portion of its original value. And yet, many people finance expensive vehicles with long-term loans. Monthly payments become part of life. Insurance costs increase. Maintenance expenses grow. All for something that continues to lose value. Now, imagine something different. Instead of spending $700 per month on a car payment, you invest that same $700 at an average return of 8% over 30 years. That money could grow to over $1 million. Same money, same timeline. One decision builds status, the other builds wealth. Now let's talk about another hidden cost of looking rich. Financial pressure. When someone builds a lifestyle around visible luxury, their expenses increase, mortgage payments rise, car payments stack up, lifestyle costs expand, and suddenly their financial life becomes fragile. Because maintaining that lifestyle requires constant income. There's little flexibility, little margin for error. If income drops, stress appears quickly. But when someone chooses a modest lifestyle, the opposite happens. Expenses stay manageable, savings grow, investments increase, and something powerful emerges. Flexibility, options to change careers, options to start a business, options to take time off, options to pursue something meaningful. And options are one of the greatest forms of wealth. Visible luxury rarely creates options. Investments do. Now, here's something even more interesting. Many people who appear wealthy are heavily financed. Large mortgages, car loans, credit card balances. The lifestyle looks impressive, but underneath, the foundation is weak. Meanwhile, the person living quietly may have significant assets, retirement accounts, investment portfolios, emergency savings. From the outside, their life looks simple, but financially, they are far stronger. This highlights something important. Wealth is not what you spend, it's what you keep. And the people who understand this shift their focus from appearances to accumulation. Now let's talk about the psychology behind visible spending. Status purchases feel good. At first, there's excitement, validation, a sense of progress. But that feeling doesn't last. Humans adapt quickly. The new car becomes normal. The upgraded home becomes expected. The luxury becomes routine. And soon, the next upgrade feels necessary. This cycle can continue forever. Always chasing, always upgrading, never satisfied, but investments behave differently. They grow, they accumulate, they produce returns. Instead of temporary satisfaction, they create lasting progress. And over time, that progress becomes visible in a different way, not through possessions, but through freedom. Now, imagine following a different philosophy. Instead of asking, what will make me look successful, ask, what will make me financially free? That one question changes everything. You begin prioritizing assets over appearances, investments over luxury, long-term freedom over short-term status. And slowly, your financial life transforms. Your stress decreases. Your confidence grows. Your options expand. And eventually, your wealth becomes undeniable. Not because it was displayed, but because it was built. Quietly, consistently, patiently. That's the quiet secret of real wealth. It often looks ordinary on the outside, but on the inside, it's powerful enough to support a lifetime of freedom. And that freedom is far more valuable than looking rich will ever be.